welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something that might just be shaking up the whole AI video scene. You've probably heard all the buzz about models like Sora, right? But now there's Kling AI 2.0.
Yeah, Kling 2.0. It's making waves, definitely. People are talking about the realism.
Exactly, the realism. And that's what we want to unpack today. We know you're keen to stay ahead on AI, especially how it's changing content creation.
Right. So this deep dive, we're focusing squarely on Kling AI 2.0. What makes it look so real?
And how does it compare? Against the big players, Sora, Google's VO2.
Yep. And the bigger question, does this mean China is maybe, taking lead here in AI content generation?
We'll be looking at the latest reports, the demos, really putting it side by side with competitors.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this realism everyone's buzzing about, what are we actually seeing? What examples are standing out?
Well, there are a couple of examples that have really gone viral. Like, you've probably seen the disapproving girlfriend meme animation.
Oh yeah, by Blazane.
That one. What's interesting isn't just that it animates the image, it's how it adds this little story. The characters' actions, the expressions, they feel nuanced. It feels like a step up in realism, like the AI gets the visual language better.
I did see that. The way her eyes kind of track.
Yeah.
It felt different, yeah. More than just animating a picture.
Exactly.
And what about the space battle one? Shared by @StevieMickas03. That looked, well, surprisingly slick.
Right. Almost like, a clip from a real indie game or something. And the sound was there, too. The pew-pew, lasers, explosions, it all fit.
Yeah, the sound was a nice touch.
And people notice the small things, too, like the pilot's hands actually moving on the controls. That adds a lot of believability.
Okay, so real details.
Yeah, though full disclosure, someone did spot the pilot's hair changing length slightly, so, not perfect.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Still, imperfections aside, the overall motion fidelity sounds pretty impressive for AI.
It really does, especially compared to where things were just a short while ago.
So, beyond these viral clips, what are the developers actually saying? What's under the hood, technically speaking?
So, reports around mid-April, they're highlighting improvements in a few key areas.
Okay.
Motion quality, making things move more naturally. Semantic responsiveness, basically how well the video matches the text prompt you give it.
Gotcha. Understanding the request better.
Exactly. And just the overall look, the visual aesthetics, they're even claiming their internal tests show it beating competitors like Google's VO2 and Runway Gen 4 on these points.
You're beating them. Wow. Okay.
And a big part of this seems to be what they call their multimodal visual language system, or MVL.
MVL.
Right. Think of it like this. The AI doesn't just understand text. It can generate and edit video using text, sure, but also using images or even other video clips as a starting point.
So you could feed it a picture and say, make this character walk.
Precisely. Or maybe take a short clip and say, continue the scene but add rain. It offers way more creative flexibility.
Okay, that MVL system does sound like it could be a real game changer for creators.
Potentially, yeah.
So let's put it head to head then. Kling AI 2.0 versus Sora versus Google's VO2. How's it looking in that race?
Well, you saw that Tom's Guide headline, right? Forget Sora Kling 2.0, just up the game.
Yeah, pretty bold statement.
It reflects the current perception, at least based on these initial examples. The feeling is that Kling's realism might actually be pushing past what we've seen publicly from Sora.
Okay, and Google's VO2, they just rolled that out on AI Studio not long ago.
Right, around April 12th. VO2 can do, 8-second clips at 720p? Which is decent, definitely a step for Google.
But maybe not quite generating the same wow factor as these Kling examples.
That seems to be the consensus for now, yeah. The focus is really on the visual fidelity Kling is showing off.
It's just wild how fast this field moves. Like every few weeks, the goalposts shift.
Absolutely. And Google isn't standing still either. Remember, Demis Hassabis from DeepMind mentioned fairly recently they plan to merge Gemini and Veo into one big Omni model.
Right, so they're consolidating, aiming for something bigger too.
Exactly. And don't forget, ByteDance Kling's parent company also has another model, Seaweed 7B.
Seaweed 7B.
Yeah. Reports suggest it's super efficient and actually beats Sora and another model, 2.1, on some specific image-to-video tasks.
Okay, so it's not just Kling. ByteDance has multiple horses in this race.
Seems like it. The whole landscape is incredibly competitive. Kling is getting the spotlight now, but there's a lot happening beneath the surface.
You mentioned semantic responsiveness earlier, how well it follows the prompt. The space battle example seems key there.
It really is. We don't have the exact prompts they used, obviously.
Sure.
But getting a coherent space battle, with the right visuals, the right feel, even fitting sound effects, that suggests a pretty deep understanding of the request.
More than just matching keywords. It gets the concept.
It seems that way. And the motion, too, in both that clip and the disapproving girlfriend one, it's not just like pasting movement onto an image. It feels like it's simulating the physics, the intentions behind the movement.
Which is crucial for that realism factor.
Absolutely crucial. For listeners wanting that deeper dive, it shows these aren't just flashy demos. There's real capability there in understanding and execution.
Makes sense. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Kling AI 2.0 comes from a Chinese company, Kuaishou, though often linked with ByteDance in discussions. What is this signal for China's role in the global AI race, especially for content creation?
This is maybe the most significant part of the story, geopolitically speaking.
Right.
Kling's performance could genuinely be a sign that China is moving into a leadership position for this next wave of AI, the generative content wave.
And it's not happening in a vacuum, is it? There was that huge AI fund announced by China.
Exactly. Around April 12th, news broke about an $8.2 billion national AI fund. That's a massive statement of intent.
Aimed at boosting their own chip industry, right? Trying to get around U.S. restrictions.
That seems to be a major goal, yes. Reducing reliance on NVIDIA and other U.S. chip giants, it puts Kling's advancement in a broader strategic context.
And speaking of those restrictions, they seem timed right around then, too, hitting NVIDIA's bottom line. It really feels like the competition is heating up on all fronts: tech, finance, strategy.
No doubt. The U.S. chip export controls are definitely pushing China to accelerate its own homegrown AI development.
Are we seeing other examples of this push beyond Kling?
Yeah, definitely. Earlier in April, another Chinese company, Zipu AI, launched something called Auto-GLM Rumination. It's a free AI agent.
Free.
Making powerful tools accessible. And then just recently, Alibaba released 2.1 FLF2V14B.
Catchy name.
Huh? Yeah. But it's an open source model specifically for creating video from just the first and last frame of an image sequence, another innovation in video AI.
So it's like a constant stream of advancements coming out of China right now in this space.
It certainly looks that way. The pace is intense.
Okay, so let's try and tie this together. We have Kling AI 2.0 showing remarkable realism, maybe even leapfrogging Sora based on early impressions. We have the context of China making huge strategic investments in AI, pushing for self-sufficiency.
Right.
And we see a rapid fire of other related innovations coming from Chinese companies.
Yeah.
What's the big picture takeaway here? Is China really about to dominate AI content creation?
It's maybe too early to say dominate, but they are undeniably a major, perhaps the major challenger right now. The speed is just, wow.
Yeah.
We see new models, new features popping up constantly, like Pika adding AI features for twist endings in videos. It's relentless.
And all this tech is making video creation more accessible.
Absolutely. It's democratizing it. High-quality video that used to require huge budgets and teams.
Yeah.
Now it's potentially within reach for smaller creators, individuals even.
So Kling 2.0 feels like a potential turning point.
It certainly feels significant. The realism, the motion, the prompt following, it seems to represent a genuine step forward.
Yeah.
And yes, its origin definitely shifts the conversation about where the leading edge of AI content creation lies. So, summing up, Kling AI 2.0, a serious contender, maybe even a leader for now in realistic AI video, potentially pushing past Sora.
Seems that way based on current evidence.
And this, combined with China's strategic AI push and other innovations, signals China is a major force, possibly positioning itself to lead in this specific, rapidly growing field. The realism, motion, accuracy, they're the key markers.
That sums it up well, and it really leaves us, and you listening, with a big question to ponder.
Which is?
Well, given this acceleration we're seeing with Kling and the huge strategic bets being placed on AI globally, how is this going to fundamentally change content creation? And what about the competitive balance between nations? How will that continue to shift in the coming months and years?
And what haven't we even thought of yet? What weird, unexpected uses or disruptions are coming as this tech gets even better?
Exactly. What happens next? That's the really fascinating part.